The mission statement of MCG,
the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group,
is to promote
and restore
the concept of Netukulimk.
in the Bay of Fundy Watershed.
Donald Julian, I'm Executive Director for Confederacy of Mainland Mi'kmaq.
Angeline Gillis, and I'm the manager of the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group.
The Confederacy of Mainland Mi'kmaq is made out of 6 communities in mainland of Nova Scotia. It's the organization that has a program called Mi'kmaq Conservation Group.
The Confederacy of Mainland Mi'kmaq is essentially our governing body. However, they're not the only group that we seek guidance from. We do have an advisory committee most are made up of fishery managers, or in the case of Fort Folly, they're Habitat Recovery Center managers.
They're the ones that are out in the water. They're the ones that are doing the fisheries, so they would know and understand what each one of their communities are requiring.
Corey Francis, Commercial Fisheries Liaison Coordinator with the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group. My role as the CFLC would be the eyes and ears for the number of First Nation communities that are represented through MCG in the commercial fishery. My role as the CFLC also includes my efforts as a technical resource for them, not only in the commercial fishery, but also somewhat in the food, social, and ceremonial fisheries. The word Netukulimk, to me, as a Mi'kmaq person, is very important and integral in the way I live my life.
The idea of Netukulimk, taking what we need today and leaving some for tomorrow, what we're talking about is protecting Mother Nature, protecting our earth, protecting our land.
If we conduct our activities and access in a manner that would uphold these principles, we could always ensure that there would be something there left for our kids tomorrow, and also that we could access that resource for the well-being of our communities today.
Gail Tupper, and I work at Glooscap First Nation as a fisheries coordinator. The relationship that I'm hoping to have between the Glooscap First Nation and the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group is to allow us to gain knowledge from the conservation group as it pertains to fisheries and conservation. I'm hoping the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group will be able to expand our food and social ceremonial fisheries to allow the community members to fish more. And I'm hoping that the youth, through me getting more information and passing it on to the community, the youth will want to be more involved.
Adam Sherry, and I'm the GIS technician with MCG. The acronym for GIS is Geographic Information System. The easiest way to explain it is building databases and representing that data in map form. I will be working on any sort of maps that are necessary for the reports with the research and education officers. As well, I will be going out into the communities to capture data so that the communities have their own representative from the MCG collecting that data and is self-reliant.
Sante Cavanaugh. I work as a research and education officer at Mi'kmaq Conservation Group. I've been involved in working with our advisory board, which has members from 6 Mi'kmaq communities on research and education ideas. Our hope is to do a lot of educational activities because it's so important for communities to have youth involved. One of our goals is bringing elders and youth together.
To be reconnected with their traditions.
While also exposing them to science, interesting tools and technology, language and arts, and anything that can make that connection with the environment.
Those are our future leadership. They're going to be our future fishermen. Hopefully they're going to be our future scientists.
By reconnecting them with our elders and with their environment, our hope is that we are going to see more Mi'kmaq youth explore the environmental field.
Erika Perrier, one of the junior research and education officers at the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group. One of the projects that I'm working on right now is a tree planting project using Elder Albert Marshall's two-eyed seeing approach. He's actually an elder on our advisory committee.
Two-eyed seeing implies that you have to constantly look into the past and look at our actions or inactions and what lessons we need to draw from them and bring those lessons to the present.
What we're trying to do is in each of our communities go in and do a workshop about two-eyed seeing, so looking at the Indigenous perspective of the forest and the Acadian forest, which is natural to Nova Scotia. So traditional knowledge, and we'd apply that to the forest, and then we'd also integrate the Western sciences, so the natural sciences like biology and chemistry. The workshop would be in the morning. In the afternoon, we'd get the community together and get youth and elders from the community and go and plant trees.
We did some activities with Mi'kmaq children from 4 communities. We played games with them. We did a water quality mystery game.
In Pictou Landing, Santa and I have been talking to the principal and the education coordinator. They have Boat Harbor, which historically has so much influence on the community and due to pollution, and so they thought it'd be really neat for the kids to actually interview elders to find out what the harbor was like before and compare to what it is now and its effect on their community.
Clayton Copway. I'm a junior research and education officer with the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group. I'm part of a pilot project where we're trying to incubate Atlantic salmon eggs in an experimental flume in a hatchery.
This is a project we're working on in partnership with Fort Folly Habitat Recovery Program, and also with the Netukulimk hatchery in New Brunswick to learn about the early life stages of salmon and the different ways you can raise salmon eggs in a hatchery environment or a semi-natural environment or a wild environment.
What we hope to do with that project is to take the results of that and actually apply it in the field. So partnering with our Mi'kmaq communities, we're going to attempt to do this in the wild to help with rehabilitation efforts for Atlantic salmon in the Bay of Fundy Watershed.
Tim Robinson, manager of the Fort Folly Habitat Recovery Program. The Aboriginal youth that come into our program are certified in swift water, water rescue, and work safe practices, as well as being certified in electrofishing and wilderness first aid, so that they can work safely in a really dynamic river environment.
What the Fort Folly Habitat Recovery Team has been doing for a number of years is they actually have what they call a smolt wheel. And this is a trap that's designed to capture these small fish. They count them, and in some cases they'll even do experiments where they'll transplant young salmon to different parts of the stream to get a sense of the timing of that migration. And so I get the opportunity to assist them and to learn how to operate one of these smolt wheels so that we can do that on the Nova Scotian side of the Bay of Fundy.
Laura Buck, Fort Folly Habitat Recovery Program, and I'm from Fort Folly. I started on with the recovery program and got trained with the smolt wheel, and then it just kind of progressed from there. So I guess I get the chance firsthand to be able to move on as the next generation and be able to acquire this knowledge that I probably wouldn't have been able to gather before. The MCG is a good opportunity for Fort Folly to be a part of, as it lets us expand our horizons and our project opportunities, being able to attend a lot of these meetings and make more connections with other groups.
Donna Morris, I'm from Indian Brook, Nova Scotia. I work as a cultural interpreter at Kejimkujik National Park, National Historic Site. You have a good vision. You'll need a lot of dedicated people, and people who know their specific communities.
I think that the future of the youth lies in the hands of the adults. It's going to take youth, it's going to take adults working with youth, bringing together the youth and the adults. It can be accomplished.
It'll be good.
There's one message out there that I guess I'm hoping communities will take from what we do, and that's that we're here. We're here for our youth in terms of conducting the research and providing the educational tools. We're here for our elders. We do not want to see the knowledge they have lost. We're here for our community members to offer training opportunities so that they too can participate in our recovery strategies for the species at risk.
Ultimate objective, of course, is that how do we transform ourselves to become a better caretakers?
I genuinely feel that the Mi'kmaq Conservation Group is what our communities have been waiting for here on the mainland.
It's exciting of building another program, and that program is being built fast.
I'm really looking forward to the future.